Hello everybody, my name is Sarah Kosky, and today I'm going to be sharing with you some tips on how to start waking up your dahlias. You just received dahlia bulbs from an online distributor or a friend or whatever, or you're pulling them out of the closet from last year's dahlias, and it's time to see if we've got eyes and how we can promote eye growth among those who don't. So to start with, I'm going to go ahead and switch camera angles so you can see what I'm working with. I just picked up 2 bags of lilac thyme, which was a very successful flower for me last time, so I'm hoping it'll be successful again this year. Hello again, it's Sarah. I've switched angles now, so hopefully you can see actually my workspace here. What I've got is a regular old 10 by 20 flat tray with a humidity dome that is a 7.5 inch high, which allows for seedlings to grow up. So I like these guys. They preserve the humidity well, they got vents, it's nice. Anyway, this one has a couple of tuber clumps that I started earlier that I got. And I don't know, hopefully you can see this. This guy has already got some eyes starting to pop out there and also here. Now this obviously, they wanted you to plant this whole clump in the ground. I like to clean it up and I like to divide my tubers to try and get more tubers for my money. But this guy, he's kind of a weenie. He's the runt of the litter. Even if he sprouts an eye, I'm not sure there's enough nutrition in these tubers to make it a successful plant. It's kind of starting to get kind of soggy. See, there is an eye coming though, so I want to give it a chance. So it's all about giving chances. So today I got these picked up, curbside pickup from my local garden store. And these, even though you find them in Walmart or whatever, I've had very good success with. Don't have to necessarily order from an expensive store in Denmark or whatever, or Holland. But basically, the tools for the job when you get new tubers, I've got scissors to open the bag. I got rubber gloves on just because to keep dirt from under my fingernails. I've got a paintbrush, which I like this year, and this is a like 1.5 inch kind of, you know, it's a softer brush. It's not a nylon bristle brush, so if I was brushing off the tubers, it's not going to injure them. A permanent marker so you can label your tubers, and a spray bottle full of, this happens to be pure filtered water. Basically, you don't want chlorine in your water that you're going to be misting here. So what is in here right now in the tray is 1.5 inches or so of a mix of the compost that these originally came in and a little bit of Miracle-Gro moisture control potting soil. You put too much potting soil in, you're going to sprout roots instead of growing eyes. But you want to have just a little bit of moisture in the soil so that promotes eye development. So this bag is supposed to contain 2 tubers, clumps, okay. Now, when you pick them up, you gotta be gentle. Now, obviously, combining compost from different sources, you run the risk of getting germs in there. I might actually move this over and get out my trusty paper bag worktop. Makes cleanup a little easier. You can do the dirty work and then put the stuff in the tray. So here we are. This is a clump of tubers. First step, find where the stalk is, the stalk remnant. Hold it gently from there. I am surprised at how much people leave the stalk on. Now, dry roots, you can kind of pull away and tease away, but I find that it's actually easier to take the paintbrush, because I can't quite see what's going on here. I'm gonna hold it by the stock, and I'm gonna gently brush away all the soil and stuff that's hanging around where the neck meets the tuber, because those are where the eye is going to sprout. So if the eye is covered with dirt, it's going to take longer to sprout. So this is my idea for this year. I'm going to gently get all that away. You could wear a dust mask if you're worried about inhaling a lot of dirt at this point in time, but here I am. So these are a little wet. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm looking for a little rotten. This one is rotten right there, that wiggle point. So the other tool that I forgot to mention is a nice pair of snippers where you can get rid of that. Now you can clip away all these dead roots. They do make more, they can make trouble for you, because if they get wet and decide to start getting moldy while you're trying to grow nice healthy shoots off of your tubers, they can shorten the length of your of the lifespan of your tuber. So I'm getting rid of those, because also then I can see what's going on in here a little bit better. A tuber that comes off of a tuber will never sprout a flower. Say this one is coming off of this, it'll never sprout a flower. Get rid of it. Now there's a lot of stalk on here, and it looks wet and it feels bushy. I'm cutting that down because, and look at, it's all nasty and rotten in there. So I'm gonna wipe my pliers off. Not pliers, these aren't pliers, obviously. And I would throw some alcohol in between these, but since I know I'm going to be doing more work on the same thing. So clearing stuff away and looking for rotten stuff and just stuff that I know won't actually produce anything. Because the same conditions that promote growth of eyes also promote growth of mold and fungus. You don't want to give yourself any extra risk of producing either one if you don't have to. So these are all dried up roots, which is why I'm cutting them off. And I don't want to make big flesh wounds by cutting into the middle tubers, because that'll be a weakness too. I'm just removing old dead stuff that's already there. These things covered in soil are new roots, so there are signs of life there, but this is an old dead one. Anyway, this is just cleanup. So the area where you expect new eyes to form is the junction where the stalk meets the mother tuber around here. And they can pop out anywhere. They could pop out under here. They could pop out right on top where you can see them. So just to give them the best chance possible, I like to open this up and see if I see anything already. Any nubs. I don't like the look of this. There's a rot there. So if you have tubers that kind of you don't have a good feeling about, keep an eye on them, because if they start to go moldy quick, they can ruin the rest of your tray. So this thing, see it dangling off of there? I don't think there's ever going to be enough anything in there to support this, so I'm taking it off. And I would always snip rather than pull. This is rotten, but I want to make sure there's enough nutrition in this bulb so that if it does sprout eyes, there's some prospects. So I'm not going to cut any more just yet. I do not see any eyes. this one, but I don't like how dark that stem is, and I want to get it cut a little bit more off. Oh, it's wet, gross. Okay, we're starting to see a little bit more tuber than rot. It's a good sign. I'm gonna cut off more of this. Ugh, gross. The thing is, you're getting close to eliminating your zone where new stuff can pop out of, but alas, that's why you buy more than one kind of tuber, right? Because not all are gonna win, or not all are gonna succeed. Ugh, gross. All right, so I'm taking off a lot of this because this is just gonna rot. So if anything's gonna develop here, hopefully it'll be along this side and not the back side. We shall see. Sometimes you can put a topical antifungal on this now. I'm concerned that this extends more deeply into the tuber, and this might be a bad one in general. Okay, anyway. So maybe, let's put this one aside for now, because I'd rather show you one that you could actually learn from. So I'm throwing away all my nasty bits here. Put this one to the side. I'm going to wipe off my flippers. I'm going to wipe them off with alcohol here, which I always keep a bottle. Alcohol cleans or disinfects by drying, so surfaces that you should get them good and wet, and then put it aside to allow the alcohol to evaporate off of them. So there they go. They can hang out for a little while.